So the topic of my research report is governance in blockchain, focusing on the NDC elections approach to voters verification and transparency. Like Chloe mentioned, governance is a very, very broad topic. So I have to focus on a specific aspect of the NDC election so I could fit in the whole report into one page. I would have briefly examined the role of blockchain voting. I would have explained how the NDC election, how they handled voters verification. And I would have examined how governance is a democratic tool in Web3. Democracy is all about people, so is governance. It is a decentralized and inclusive approach that solves the shortcomings of traditional voting systems. It's very interesting when people think about blockchain technology, and the first thing that comes to mind is NFT, decentralized finance, about how blockchain is changing the gaming industry. But then, blockchain is not just about these trending buzzwords, it's also about the little things like governance, the fact that majority of decentralized projects involve the community, like the community has something to contribute. And when it comes to election in traditional systems in Web2, that is something that is very hard to witness, especially in developing countries. They include fraud, election malpractice, lack of transparency. My research report basically tackled how blockchain, like the impact of blockchain in Web3 elections, and the case study for that is the near digital collective election. So it was recently concluded in September, just a few months ago. And this is an insight into how blockchain in voting is solving common election problems. One of the most interesting analytics during my research was that there were 16,300 votes in total during the election. This analysis was provided by PipeSpeak. PipeSpeak is a data analytics platform built on AI, and then it was majorly used during the NDC election to track the election results. The verification process was a very diligent and effective one. Only users who minted a I Am Human SBT and the Fair Voting Policy NFT were eligible to vote. And the high HA token was accessible for a particular period of time. So if a particular person wanted to vote after the time elapsed, it was impossible for them to participate in the NDC election. And I believe that was a very, very effective approach to curtailing voting manipulation. In the Digital Collective, they sent out surveys, a lot of surveys, gathering people's opinion and noting their choices on various aspects of the elections. There was the Whistleblower Program. This was an initiative to curtail voting manipulation, and there was a bounty for that. There was also effective planning. The NDC, they started planning for the election several months ago. They had a lot of time to work on the structures, and I believe it contributed to the smooth election process. In addition, there's the vote bonding. Voters had to stay through as a bond to prevent vote manipulation. And there was the Transparency Commission. It was set up to enforce sanctions on candidates and voters who violated the election regulations. This specific principle showed that Web3 elections adopted traditional election principles, but in a more better way. EasyPoll was used to gather community feedback. It was a tool used to employ governance for the election, and PipeSpeak Archive stick was used to monitor the NDC election results. There was a chance for people to watch the way the election was going through real time. Like they could like collect data and then see it themselves during the election. My research process, I ran a poll asking for opinions regarding the possible shortcomings and suggestions, and I had like about 3 to 4 response, and they were like a higher level of awareness is needed, proof of stake, more voting time. Yes, so that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for staying to the end.